What is going on, everybody? I'm Pixel Enemy, Almost Evil 33 here, and today I have a Battlefield Hardline gameplay commentary for you guys. And this gameplay was generously donated to me by my friend Android Mango, or Jack, and I know him off Twitter, and thanks for the gameplay, man. I really appreciate that. That's really cool of you to donate this for me just to use for this video. Now, the Battlefield Hardline Summer Beta has officially ended, and a lot of people are giving their final impressions of the game because they've already given their first impressions, just like I have in my last video. But a lot of people are starting to give their final impressions of the game, and I figured I would do the same thing, but I kind of want to put a little twist on it, keep things as interesting and spiced up as I possibly can, and the way that I'm going to do that is playing a little game called Keep It, Fix It, or Ditch It. And the way that this game works is that I have a list of things that I want to keep in Battlefield Hardline's full game from this beta, a list of things that I want to fix from Battlefield Hardline's beta here, and a list of things that I want to completely ditch from Battlefield Hardline's beta that I never want to see in the full game. So I want you guys to give your list down below for what you want to keep, fix, and ditch from this Battlefield Hardline Summer Beta, and let's get some great conversation going down there. So without further ado, let's get started. The first feature that I would like to keep in the Battlefield Hardline full game from this beta is one-on-one gunplay. Aside from the netcode, which appears to be decent anyway, I really love what they've done here. I mean, the added recoil, the reduced suppression effect, and the different colored hit markers, I really feel like they put the focus on an individual player's skill when it comes to firefights. Keep it. Number 2, game modes. Although a minor tweak or two may be needed here, I really like how the game modes tie into the cops and robbers theme. Some people are clamoring to only see Conquest or Rush or those classic Battlefield game modes to make a return, but I couldn't disagree more. Keep them interesting and epic. I also want to thank Visceral Games for actually including their new game modes in this beta so we can kind of see how they work and give them some feedback before launch day. Number 3, an increased ability to lone wolf it in games. I'm all about teamwork and working together to complete an objective in a first-person shooter game. I always have been, and especially in the Battlefield series, because teamwork has really always been an integral part of that gameplay. But there's a fine line where playing the game by yourself and working with randoms becomes a challenge, just because they refuse to give you ammo and health when you really need it. And I feel like Battlefield Hardline seems to have eliminated this problem by allowing players to retrieve their own health and ammunition from other soldiers with just the press of a button. Some people really hate this system because they feel like it takes away from the overall teamwork, but I love it, and there's no reason to change it. Gone are the days of knifing teammates in the face and jumping up and down in front of them screaming for an ammo box. I'm always an advocate for team play, but lone wolfing it in a modern first-person shooter game should really be a doable task, and I really think that this feature aids in that. Moving on into the Fix It category, the first feature that I would like to see fixed from the Battlefield Hardline beta is unbalanced matches. This is a problem that's present in many first-person shooter games out there. But here, having one team that's a lot more skilled than the other comes with an extra cost, and that's the length of matches. Because of how the game modes work, matches with unbalanced teams finish in no time at all, literally a couple minutes on the occasion. That needs to change. Either they have to have better skill-based matchmaking than the previous Battlefield titles, or they have to play around with the game modes until all matches take at least a decent amount of time to finish. Number 2, vehicles. Although the small cars used for transporting purposes only seem to be balanced pretty well in Battlefield Hardline, the armored vehicles are a bit too powerful. Sure, an RPG will be effective in taking them out, but not everyone's going to run that particular class. I would give more incentive to try to blow up armored vehicles. For example, maybe give players that blow up vehicles a great point reward in addition to the kills. Or just slightly nerf the vehicle's weaponry. Number 3, the user interface. Battlefield 4's heads-up display was certainly a step down from Battlefield 3's. Nobody wants clunky and bothersome icons to be floating all around the screen. Sure, that information is important, but having large enough icons to block lines of sight on soldiers who are kind of far away is ridiculous. Hardline so far seems to be another small step down from Battlefield 4. Just clean up the screen a little bit. I'll chalk this issue up to beta though. Number 4, class setup. The classes in Battlefield Hardline are practically copy and paste from Battlefield 4 with some different names tagged onto them. Now, this isn't a terrible thing because the classes in Battlefield 4 were at least satisfactory. But if the developers want to innovate a little bit more, maybe they should consider throwing in an extra class and mixing up class abilities and gadgets somewhat. Or they can work with the 4 classes that they already have. Maybe they can allow the support class to repair vehicles and supply all types of ammunition, while there's also a demolition class that has both handheld explosives, such as C4 or mines, and ranged explosives, such as an RPG, to destroy enemy vehicles. Now we're in the final stretch, the Ditch It category. The first feature that I would like to see completely removed from the Battlefield Hardline full game that was present in the Battlefield Hardline beta is the self-revive, also known as the survivalist perk. This needs to be taken out completely for a couple of reasons. First of all, it takes away from all the good things that Visceral did with the gunplay, because now you have to check every single corpse that you just killed to make sure it doesn't rise from the dead. If you lost a gunfight, you should be dead, period. The winner of said gunfight should not have to wait an extra couple seconds to make sure you stay dead on the ground. Also, it's really selfish to run with. You get to be reborn, sure, but it's a perk that takes the place of a different one that would likely be more team-oriented. I understand that you can only use it once per life, and it won't work if you get killed by a headshot, explosion, or knife, but it still makes no sense to me to have this in the game. I don't want to see any variation of this in the game at all, no version of it, just ditch it completely. Number 2, screen shake. This is a big problem for that Levolution effect with the crane falling down and taking chunks out of the nearby buildings. It's a cool idea, and I've always supported Levolution, but the screen shake that comes with it lasts far too long and is far too powerful. It'll clearly mess up gunfights and just needs to go. Number 3, a lack of destruction. This is something that's very disappointing to me. Destruction is a feature that's very, very important to me in all Battlefield games. I feel like it's one of the staples of the series that kind of separates it from other first-person shooter titles such as Call of Duty. I mean, ever since Battlefield Bad Company 1, there has been destruction in some way or another in every successive Battlefield title. And I feel like it's kind of what separates the series because it changes the map in such a way that every round comes out a little bit differently than the previous one and the next one. And I think that's a really cool thing, and it offers such amazing replay value. And I really hope it continues in Battlefield Hardline because I have heard that the maps other than High Tension are, number 1, more infantry focused, and number 2, offer much more destruction than High Tension did. So let's hope that that's true. And I'm just hoping that the lack of destruction is completely removed from Battlefield Hardline. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. That's all I have to say about the Battlefield Hardline Summer Beta. All of the features I just talked about and my thoughts about them are summarized in a table on your screen right now, and hopefully that'll get your mind cranking about what you want to see kept, fixed, and ditched from the Battlefield Hardline Summer Beta. I think that this is a successful beta, and I'm very glad that they went through and did this, so they actually have time to go back and change some things that might need to be changed, fix some things that might need to be fixed, and now Visceral has time to go back and do those things. So let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. Give me your list of things that you would like to keep, fix, and ditch in the Battlefield Hardline full release from this beta, and I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks for watching, and peace out.